Alright, testing audio, testing movement. One more check on audio. Alright, good. Looks like we're ready to go. Hello everyone. This is Gundam Ace, aka John Hooper, and I'm here with my streaming of Rebellion Secret Game Second Stage. When we last left off, things just kept getting worse and worse, to put it lightly. On Shuhei and Yuna's end, they tried to escape the game field using the radio wave absorbers, and while they did manage to get past the boundaries of the game, they ultimately found out that they were on an island, and therefore escape was impossible, and they were knocked out by security guards of the game and sent back to the field. In the meantime, Hitomi received a repeater's code ordering her to kill either the even or odd numbered players, or everyone would die. And so, in order to ensure Kotomi and Shuhei would survive, she decided to kill the odd-numbered players, and everyone ran off. Then Kotomi tried to go out from the field to see if she could save as many people as she could, but ultimately she failed to stop Kurokawa from killing Daisuke. And but she did manage to save Tsukasa and Rei from Hitomi. And now the three of them are teamed up and trying to stop Hitomi. So, yeah, things are not looking good, though, otherwise. Everyone's all scattered. All these repair codes and anything. Oh, yeah, and, Haruna, after watching what happened to Shuhei and Yuna, ultimately decided she had no choice but to play the game in order to ensure as many people survive as possible. Alright, here we go. And at that time, Akinori Majima and Mariko Ueno were walking around the woods, looking for weapons to oppose Hitomi. They searched the ground while keeping a close eye on their surroundings. After walking for a while, Mariko spoke up from the front. Oh! I found one, Majima! Another gun! Majima looked up and ran over to Mariko. The gun Mariko picked up was a small pistol with 2 magazines. Good. Well done, Mariko. You hold on to that one. Alright. I don't know if I'll be able to make good use of it, though. Mariko nervously put the gun in her pocket. Now we finally got 2. It's enough for both of us, huh? Yeah, though it did take a lot of time. There was a large automatic pistol at Majima's waist. As a boxer, he didn't want to hold that kind of weapon, but it was better than the rematch with Hitomi barehanded. I wonder if we'll be able to stop Hitomi with these. We won't know that until we try. He tried to say that as casually as possible, but Mariko's face only darkened more of anxiety. Majima cursed his unreliability despite him swearing he'd protect Mariko. However, it seemed that Mariko had different intentions. Before long, she steeled her resolve and spoke. Hey, Majima? Maybe you'll hate me for saying so faint-hearted in this situation. I'm going to say it, okay? Say what?
私たちがひとみさんを止められなかったら、藤田君たちが帰るまで逃げ回ることになるんだよね。
If we can't stop Hitomi, let's run around until, let's keep running until Fujita and Yuna come back.
彼らが無事に戻ればの話だ。おそらく彼らは彼らで危険の中を走っているんだろうからな。
That's assuming they can get back safely. It's likely they'll be having their own dangers to deal with.
じゃあ、もし藤田君たちも戻らなかったら、私たちはゲーム終了まで逃げ回るってことだよね。
If Fujita and Yuna don't come back, just run around till the game ends, alright? Majima's face froze at that question. He finally understood what Mariko was getting at. Those who they'd formed bonds with in the first stage were now their enemies in the second stage. That was the cruel rule that that controlled this game. Many players' hearts were hurt by that rule. There was nothing as clearly malicious as Mariko's clear condition. Death of the partner he spent the most time with. That was Mariko's clear condition. Though he knew that, Majima acted calm. Yeah, that's right. What about it? It's nothing. I just wanted to make it this clear one more time. No matter what the rules say, I can't kill you. I don't know if you'll believe me. I swear no matter what happens, I'll never point my gun at you, Majima. Mariko stared at Majima, worked up her courage, and said that. Majima lightly admonished her for that. Oh, sorry, not. Got it. There's no need for you to kill me. If I were in your shoes, I couldn't do that either. Really? Really. I won't get killed by anyone else.
仲間に殺されるなんてまっぴらごめんだからな。
I'll be damned if I get killed by a comrade. Comrade. Majima didn't know if that was if that was the most apt term for it. They were the players who had desperately searched for memory chips in order to keep him alive. Up until yesterday, they'd run around the areas looking for a way to survive together. Yet now here they were, trying to kill each other, walking around with weapons. He heard gunshots several times in these past few hours. The killing had likely already begun. Even so, Majima didn't want to play the game. He wanted to die at the very end as he wanted to live until the very end as a human and die as a man, not led around by the nose by the rules given to them in this game. Mariko was the one who had taught him that. No, for the girl who had taught him that. Majima thought that and looked at Mariko, and then she gave him a gentle smile.
信じてくれるの、真島君。
You believe me, Majima?
当然だ。マリコに裏切られること、マリコを裏切ること、俺にはありえない。
Of course. You could never betray me, and I could never betray you. Mariko's eyes widened. After a short silence, Mariko fought back tears and answered,
ありがとう、真島君。あなたがパートナーで本当によかった。
Thank you, Majima. I'm so glad you're my partner.
私を何度も助けてくれて、こんなクリア条件を背負った私と今も一緒にいてくれて。
Thank you for all the times you saved me, and for staying with me even now despite my clear condition.
私の杓子定規な性格を否定しないでくれて。 Thank you for not denying me for being a stickler to the rules. ねえ、真島君。あなたが褒めてくれたから、私初めて自分を好きになれたの。
You know something, Majima? When you complimented me, it was the first time in my life I came to like myself.
そうか。
I see. Majima gave a faint smile back. He was happy for Mariko's words. He was honestly proud that a person like himself could have made such an impact on someone's life. That was precisely why he wanted to let her live. Now that Mariko had come to like herself, he wanted to help her in her life going forward. Majima was about to tell Mariko that when they heard a faint sound far behind them. Majima's face froze at that moment. Mariko grabbed Majima's sleeve in fear.
何の音？
What was that sound?
わからんが、どうやら客みたいだ。
I don't know, but it seems like we've got company. I can no longer hear the sound. But the presence was approaching them from between the trees.
マリコ、お前はここにいろ。俺が見てくる。
Stay here, Mariko. I'll go take a look.
私も行く。
No, I'm coming with you.
敵だとしたらお互い孤立する方が危ないよ。逃げるにしても戦うにしても一緒に行かなきゃ。
If it's an enemy, then it's too dangerous for either of us to be alone. We should stay together where we're fleeing or fighting. Majima had figured that it would be too dangerous to expose Mariko to danger in the event that it was an enemy. But what Mariko said was right, as well. Majima made up his mind and answered.
分かった。行こう。だが危険を感じたらすぐに逃げるんだぞ。
Alright, let's go. But if you sense danger, run away right away. Got it! And so the two of them turned around and walked. Their visitor was waiting a short distance away from them. The girl who had such a feeble look in her eyes until recently. Look in her eyes hadn't changed all that much, but what she was carrying was different. The chainsaw-wielding girl, stared at Majima and Mariko with vacant eyes.
トミさん。
チェーンソーはどうしたんだ。
What's with that chainsaw?
まさかそれで俺たちを。
Don't tell me you're planning on using that to kill us. Hitomi's face warped with sorrow at those words. She finally managed to wring out her voice.
誠に申し訳ございません。
I am truly sorry.
あなたたちを殺さなければみんなが死んでしまうのです。
If I don't kill you, everyone will die. Hitomi pulled the starter on the chainsaw. The ominous sound echoed, sending goosebumps across Majima's back. His instincts were sounding off alarms, but Majima shook off his fear.
マリコ、撃て！
Mariko, shoot! Right! The two of them, standing about 15 meters away from Hitomi, fired their own guns. They aimed as best as amateurs could, and fired each shot as accurately as possible. They aimed only for her legs, being careful not to shoot at her torso. Mariko ran out of, Mariko used up her ammo quickly. Majima paid no heed and pulled the trigger on his gun even more. While he was shooting, Majima felt something cold down his spine. Mariko also let out a scream. No way! Why? Before long, the gunfire stopped, and Hitomi stood on the other side of the smoke, standing there like nothing had happened. She deflected all their bullets for a chainsaw.
どうして銃弾を弾くなんて真似ができるんだ
How can you deflect how can you deflect bullets? Majima and Mariko were unaware of the depths of Hitomi's battle prowess. That was a fatal miscalculation on their part. Hitomi looked at them apologetically again. Here I come. After telling them this, she charged straight at them. She kicked off the ground with amazing strength and closed the gap in the blink of an eye. And was closing the gap in the blink of an eye. Majima was slow to react to the unexpected speed. Unable to defend himself, Hitomi's blade charged toward Majima's face. Look out! Mariko grabbed Majima's lapels and pulled him away with all her might. The blade of the chainsaw grazed Majima's nose. By that point, Majima had already recovered from his shock. He threw aside his spent gun, at the same time clenched his fists, and unleashed a hook with all his might. His right fist smashed into Hitomi's face accurately. Hitomi staggered back, but she quickly regained her posture and stared at Majima. Please don't resist. I don't want to cause you any pain. I want to end this as quickly as possible. Unstable bloodlust dwelled in her eyes. Majima felt something cold run down his back again. It seemed she hadn't taken that much damage from his despite all the power he put into that punch. Could he defeat this girl with only his fists? Just as Majima thought that, he heard Mariko's voice behind him. Majima, let's get out of here! Yeah, fist beats gun. Never bring a gun to a chainsaw fight. Mariko's voice was trembling. Majima wanted to agree with her, but he was reminded painfully well of how fast Hitomi had been. Could he outrun Hitomi for 17 hours with Mariko in tow? Of course not. Once Majima reached that conclusion, he spoke to Mariko. Mariko, leave me and run! Run! He pushed Mariko away and raised his fist. At the same time, Hitomi came charging at him again with her chainsaw at the ready. She let out a roar like a scream and swung her chainsaw again. Oh, sorry, one sec. She swung the heavy blade with intense force as if it were nothing but a stick. Dirt was unsettled, leaves came falling down, and nearby trees were cut. The grotesque blade's boisterous dance, ran freely through the air and creating a labyrinth to bisect Majima. That threatened to bisect Majima. Majima slipped through those lines of death. I managed to get close into Mariko's quarter. Sorry, Hitomi's quarter. Of course, it wasn't just in her quarter. He mixed in body slams and short uppercuts. No, sorry, body blows and short uppercuts. He punched her again and again with all his might. But not even blows that went beyond the normal person could stop Hitomi's drive. Majima ground his teeth at the sensation, like he was punching a heavy rubber board. He never encountered someone with such a sturdy body like this before. Amidst the gale that would threaten to blow off her finger if she so much as stretched out her hand, Mariko raided her PDA. The range of her trump card special function was only 2 meters. Mariko took on trembling feet, Mariko took a step forward to close that gap.
Mariko, それ以上近づくな。
Mariko, don't get any closer! Majima's voice stopped her. But with my PDA I can...
余計なことは考えなくていい。お前はさっさと逃げろ。
Mariko Don't get any dangerous ideas! Just get out of here! Since Majima... Sorry, 1 second. Alright, sorry, here I go. Since Majima was a trained boxer, he could just barely keep himself within, Hitomi's attack range. Wait, why do you think Majima should have held on to her PDA? I mean, she's trying to run and he needs to keep the PDA or else she'll die in 3 hours. If he's trying to let her run. Oh, you mean to like use the special function on Hitomi? I mean, I guess so, but they're trying the best they can not to kill Hitomi, if at all. So maybe just want to try that. Alright, anyway, but if Mariko got within range of Hitomi's blade, she'd be dead in an instant. She'd likely be dead in an instant. What's more, Majima couldn't fight while also defending Mariko. It was impossible to block the blade of a chainsaw with a bare hand, after all. Majima swayed to dodge the blade as he shouted. Listen to me, Mariko! You run away and hide until the end of the game! But how am I supposed to meet up with you again if I hide? Forget about me! Go! Don't turn back! But Get going! Now! Majima saw a look of sorrow appear in her face out of the corner of his eye. But perhaps Majima had gotten through to her. For after a bit of hesitation, Mariko turned her back on the battle and ran without turning back. I cannot let you escape! He told me stop facing Majima in order to pursue Mariko. Majima didn't let that chance go by. A moment later, Majima landed a combo on her, hitting Hitomi in her temple, jaw, liver, and heart. Hitomi's head swayed, and her body, and she keeled over. Spit and blood came shooting out of her mouth. She barely managed to support this weight of her chainsaw, the immense weight of her chainsaw using her leg. Even so, Hitomi didn't fall to the ground. Although she stepped back, she kept her feet firm and managed to keep herself from falling. That hurt. Hitomi rubbed her cheek and moaned in pain.
でもあなたが私に切られたらもっと痛いでしょ。
It'll hurt even worse if I cut you.
分かっているんです。それは分かってるんですが。
You know that. You know that, but... Even so, they were fighting because they didn't want to die. Because they had someone important to them, they wanted to fight and protect. Sorry, because they had someone important to them, they wanted to fight for so they wouldn't die. Majima understood that as well. From their brief conversation, he could grasp that Hitomi didn't want to kill him either.
素直に殺されるわけにはいかないんだ。
Even so, I can't just lie down and get killed. Majima fought Hitomi for his own convictions. He took a step closer in, then launched another straight hook at Hitomi's cheek. Hitomi's head turned at her neck, and her body slowly shook. And then all of a sudden, she sped up. Mariko used the impact of the punch as a sort of a hammer in order to launch her chainsaw. In order to swing her chainsaw. With the power of that centrifugal force behind it, the blade headed straight for Majima's right arm after he finished his straight hook. Majima tried to pull his right arm back, but it was too late. Alright, Hitomi's blade severed the arteries in Majima's right arm. Majima screamed, grabbing his bleeding arm. He felt no pain. But the gushing of that blood told him the wound was fatal. Even so, he desperately squeezed his right arm of his left hand in order to try to staunch the bleeding. Majima let out wordless screams. His body twitched as though it were convulsing. An intense headache struck him as though he'd been hit in the head, and so he fell to his knees. Hitomi gave him a sad, pained look. Even better if you had just punched me to death. But you lost, and I won.
せめてものお詫びにあの子をすぐにあなたの元に送って差し上げます。
So the least I can do to make it up to you is to send that girl over to your side as soon as possible. A torrent of thoughts rushed through Majima's brain as he heard that voice. In addition to his arteries... one sec. In addition to his arteries, his tendons and nerves had also been severed. He couldn't make a fist with his right hand. He no longer felt anything in his hand at all. His death was already set in stone. No matter how much he struggled, it was likely he wouldn't be able to change a thing. But there's still something I can do. If he told me it was after Mariko, he could at least the least he could do was buy her as much time as possible to escape. He punched him, he told me, with his left hand. There was a wet sound on Hitomi's cheek. Her face warped at the blow. Not likely not from the pain, from how weak his strike was. Why? Why are you going so far? I won't let you kill Mariko. I promised I'd keep her safe. Though his legs were shaking and stained with blood, Majima was still standing. As his consciousness was slowly fading, he recalled when he started to take up boxing. Back when his sister had still been alive. Back when he tried to get stronger in order to protect those he held dear. After his sister had passed away, his fist had merely become a tool of violence. The power to protect others was reduced to the violence to hurt others. But then he was thrown into this game, met Mariko, and so it was that he finally regained his original role. In order to accomplish that goal, he would protect her. I will keep fighting until the end. Hitomi looked like she was on the verge of tears. She spoke up in a voice filled with lament and grief. Please, just rest already. Hitomi swung the chainsaw as if in order to get rid of the pain in her heart. and struck the left half of Majima's body. Sorry, one sec. The blade cut through the rotating blade cut through his clothes and caused his abdomen to burst open in a moment, but even so, he didn't take a single step back. I won't let you go after Mariko! He grit his teeth and grabbed Hitomi's arm, even while standing amidst a pool of his own blood. Hitomi spoke up in a frightened voice at his actions. Please stop! You won't get anything out of this! I know, but... But... this is all I can do anymore. Hitomi felt silent at his fading voice. Eventually, Majima's vision was slowly engulfed in darkness. The sound of the chainsaw stopped at the same time. It was followed by Hitomi's quiet voice as she fought back sobs. He had told her to forget about him and run. In accordance to those words, Mariko Ueno desperately ran far away. But right now, she was breaking that promise and running back to him. Because she had heard Majima scream from behind just a little while ago. There was probably nothing she could do if she went now, though she knew that her legs wouldn't stop. Though she decided to stay with him until the end, she'd run away. For she guessed at his intentions. She'd heard them in the scream just a short while ago. If Majima had been killed by Hitomi, the situation would change. All she had to do was keep running until the end of the game, and then she'd survive. That was what Majima wanted as well. So even she didn't understand why she was running back to him. She was running in order to confirm that. Before long, she arrived at where they split up. Hitomi was nowhere to be found. But instead, she saw... Majima, covered in blood and lying back and leaning against a tree. Majima, hang in there! Mariko took his hand and shouted that. The blood pooling on the ground was clearly fatal. Hitomi probably figured that Majima was a lost cause and went off somewhere. Or maybe Majima had repelled her.
真島君お願い目を覚まして
Majima, please! Open your eyes! Whatever the case, Mariko shouted again. When she did, Majima finally, spoke up in a faint voice. You fool. Why did you come back?
ごめんね
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
でも真島君の悲鳴が聞こえてどうしても抑えられなくなって
But I heard your scream, and I couldn't hold myself back.
全く修行が足りない叫び声を上げてしまったからな
I see. I didn't train enough after all. Not if I let out such a pathetic scream like that.
そんなことないよ真島君は真島君は
That's not true! You... She couldn't say anything else. But she understood why she'd run back to him. Because even meant risking getting killed by Hitomi, she wanted to be with him in his last moments. Mariko suppressed her own ominous thoughts and spoke up with forced cheer.
でも大丈夫私すぐに救急セットを取ってくるから
But it's okay. I'll get a first aid kit soon.
真島君のことすぐに助けるから
I'll save you soon.
だから安心してね
So, don't worry. Okay? No. It's alright.
何がいいのよダメよそんなの
What's alright? I don't want this!
自分が分かってる
It's my body. I know I'm not gonna make it. Mariko was rendered speechless by those words. Majima spoke up as if to repel that silence.
瞳を倒せなかったあいつはお前を狙ってる
I couldn't defeat Hitomi. And she's after you as well.
だからマリコお前にこれを
So Mariko, take this. Huh? Majima feebly reached into his left pocket and took something out. It was his 10 memory chips. The unused chips that had been keeping him alive up until today.
俺には必要ない
I won't be needing these anymore.
これを使ってもっと強力な武器を手に入れて
So use these.
自分の身を守ってくれ
So use these. Get your hands on a more powerful weapon and protect yourself.
俺はお前を守ってやることができないから
Because I can't keep you safe anymore. Mariko took the chips and squeezed Majima's hand.
ありがとう真島君私必ず生き残るから
Thank you, Majima. I swear I'll survive. As she said that, his hand grew colder. But Majima smiled faintly.
お前に言い忘れてたことがあるんだ
Hey, Mariko, there's something I forgot to tell you.
何？
What is it?
セカンドステージに入って俺のクリア条件が俺を殺すという内容に変わった時
In the second stage, when your clear condition changed to killing me,
お前は少しも迷わず俺を殺すなんてできないと言ってくれただろう
you told me without a moment's hesitation that you couldn't kill me, right?
その後も俺と一緒にいて少しも俺を疑わず自分だけ生き残ろうと思ったりせず
That you'd stay with me even after that. Never doubting me. Never thinking of saving only yourself.
それが嬉しかった
That made me happy.
そんなの当たり前でしょ。ずっと一緒にいたんだから。
Of course I did. We've always been together after all.
それだけじゃない
No, that's not all.
出会ったばかりの頃黒川に襲われた時お前は危険を冒して俺を助けてくれた
Back when we'd only just met, when Kurokawa attacked me, you risked your life to save mine.
お前が俺を守ってくれたように俺もお前を守れたらと俺はずっとそう思ってる
So, ever since then, I want to protect you like you protected me.
なんで今になってそういうこと言うのよ。
Why are you saying stuff like that now? Mariko's eyes, trembling with sorrow, reflected Majima's smile. It was very kind and peaceful. And then, as if in order to put Mariko at ease, to keep the tears from spilling,
死ねよ
"Don't die, Mariko.
人間の尊厳を踏みにじるようなゲームで死ぬんじゃない
Don't you go dying in this game that spits on the dignity of that spits on human dignity."
お前を守りきったと俺に思わせてくれ
Allow me to think. Allow me to go thinking that I've protected you.
ダメか
Can you do that?
うん、
Of course.
私絶対に生き残るから。
I swear I'll survive.
真島君が私を守ってくれたんだから。
Because you protected me.
から生き残るって約束する。
So I promise I'll survive.
俺さ
I'm counting on you. Yeah. He was likely happy from her answer. One of Majima's eyes closed, then his hand held down as if as though its strings had been cut.
ねえ真島君、
Hey, Majima? He didn't say much. He didn't speak much at first.
私からもお願いがあるの。
There's something I'd like to ask you too. But those hands and fists had saved her many a time.
聞いてくれるかな。
Will you hear me out? Even though I was a stranger, you helped me out without complaining.
これからも
You see, from now on,
ずっと一緒に
I want us to stay together. I didn't want to be a burden on him. I wanted to do whatever I could for his sake. And in that process, we surely got to talking more. You were kind to me, and you needed me. There's nothing to do with the rules. I just want to be with him. I wanted to be with him even after the game ended.
真島君、私ボクシングのルールを覚えるから。
I'll learn the rules of boxing,
真島君の試合きっと応援に行くから。
so I swear I'll come to your matches and cheer you on.
聞いてる？真島君。
Are you listening, Majima?
真島君。
Hi.
クリア条件が達成されました。おめでとうございます。
You have fulfilled your clear condition. Congratulations. You're the first person I ever fell for.
私生き残るから
I swear I'll survive.
精一杯生きるから。
I'll live with everything I've got.
だから
So,
マジ
there was no answer to Mariko's calls. But that peaceful smile almost seemed like it would call her name again. Mariko bit her lip, fought back her tears, and squeezed Majima's hand. She then faced the man she loved, resting peacefully, and
愛してる。
I love you. And with those words, said goodbye to him. It'd been approximately 8.5 hours. sorry, I had to laugh at it. Yes, happy Valentine's Day, Mariko. Yes, one fortunate time for this episode to air. Anyway. It'd been approximately 8.5 hours since Mitsuru Shirosaki and Hatsune had run away from the others. They heard gunshots from time to time, as well as shouts and screams. Mitsuru took Hatsune's hand every time and continued running. But when they found Daisuke's body not too long ago, he had been shook to his core. It drove home to him once again that there was undoubtedly a killing game happening right here and now. This abnormal situation was doing no favors for Hatsune's nerves either. While they were running away from the direction they heard Majima's scream come from, she suddenly spoke up. No more! I can't take this anymore! Hatsune shouted and stopped. Mitsuru turned around and spoke to her.
初音ちゃん、ダメだよ、立ち止まっちゃ。
Hatsune, we can't stop!
伊藤君を襲った誰かがまだ近くにいるかもしれないのに。
The person who killed Ito might still be around here.
いつまで逃げればいいですか？
But how long do we have to keep running for?
ゲーム終了まであと15時間半。その間ずっと止まらずに逃げ続けるですか？
There's still 15 and a half hours left until the end of the game. Are you supposed to keep running that whole time without stopping?
逃げ回るだけじゃダメなんですよ。
Besides, we can't just keep running around, right?
ゲーム終了までにみんなを殺すなんてそんなことできるわけありません。
Killing everyone by the end of the game? There's no way I can do that!
初音ちゃん。
Mitsuru raised a feeble voice in response. What's more, the everyone that Hatsune was talking about included Mitsuru himself. When you thought of it that way, the fact that he was even with her right now is extremely abnormal, to say the least. But he was the only one she could count on right now. That was probably why she hadn't rejected being with him. But just like she said, it didn't seem like they could keep running forever. And Mitsuru couldn't kill all the other players by himself. And above all else, that wasn't what Mitsuru nor Hatsune wanted either. Once Mitsuru thought that, he heaved a deep sigh.
確かに殺すなんてことできないよね。武器もないし。
You're right. We can't kill anyone. We have no weapons either.
そうでしょ？
Isn't that right? Seemed that everyone else had somehow gotten their hands on weapons, yet Mitsuru and Hatsune hadn't found any yet. All they had were their own PDAs. For some reason, Hatsune's PDA had been gaining new special functions one after another, but none of them could be used as weapons. Send an alarm, sounds an alarm when another PDA gets within 20 meters. Display all undiscovered cubes within 10 meters of this PDA. Shows the number of memory chips any player within 10 meters possesses. When the player dies within 1 meter of this PDA, everyone, with the exception of the owner of this PDA, within 5 meters will have their collars detonate. Meanwhile, Mitsuru had copied Daisuke's PDA. So his special function was one of the ones Hatsune's had gained. It could be used for self-defense, but not as an attack. All I could do was hope that, in order for all I could do was hope that the other players happened to kill each other, and so that he could fulfill Hatsune's clear condition. But both Mitsuru and Hatsune were well aware that the odds of that were astronomically low. Mitsuru reflected on that thought as he sealed his resolve.
やっぱりそうだよ、初音ちゃん。
Yeah, you're right, Hatsune.
ひたすら逃げ回ってても事態はちっとも好転しない。だったらもう逃げるのをやめよう。
Just running around won't change the situation to our favor one bit. So let's stop running. Huh? Hatsune's face froze at Mitsuru's sudden proposal.
殺されるってことですか？
Maybe we should give up and let ourselves be killed?
違う、そういうわけじゃない。
No, it's not what I meant.
もう一度みんなを信じてみようっていうことだよ。
I was saying we should try trusting everyone again. Trusting them?
僕らは昨日まで一緒に生きる道を探っていた。
Up until yesterday, we were all looking for a way to survive together.
ルールが変わってからはどうやらみんなそれに振り回されているみたいだけど。
Looks like everyone's being forced to act because they're being, led around. Sorry, Seems everyone's being forced to act by the change in rules, but
誰だって死にたくないって気持ちは一緒のはずだ。
no one here should want to die.
だからこそみんなに会って話してみるんだ。
So we should meet with them and try talking to them. No way! Hatsune gasped.
それも無理ですよ。
Tsuru, that's impossible!
初音の条件は皆殺しなんですよ。それを知られたらみんな初音を狙うに決まってます。
My clear condition is for everyone else to die, you know that? Once they learn that, everyone will be coming after me.
脱出の道が何もなかったらね。
If there's no escape route, that is.
でも僕らには昨日みんなで作った電波吸収体があるじゃないか。
But we have those radio wave absorbers we made yesterday, right?
それをみんなに頼んで初音ちゃんの首輪に任せてもらうんだ。
I'll ask everyone to wrap that around your collar.
そうすればクリア条件を満たせなくても初音ちゃんの首輪が爆破されることはない。
If we do that, your collar won't detonate even if you fail to fulfill your clear condition.
僕の PDA は牧岡さんの PDA の特殊機能で初期化してもらう。
I'll have Makioka's PDAs revert mine to its original settings.
だったら僕らは誰にとっても危険な存在じゃなくなる。他の人に狙われることもないだろ。
If we do that, then we won't be dangerous to anyone anymore. They'll have no reason to go after us.
でも他の人のクリア条件が初音たちを殺すことだったら。
But what if someone else's clear condition calls for them to kill us?
そういう人がいたらその人は僕らを殺そうとするかもしれない。だから接触する人は選ぼう。
If that happens, that person may try to kill us. So we need to pick who we make contact with carefully.
藤田君や東堂さん、吹石さんは信じられそうじゃない？
Fujita, Todo, and Fukishi seem trustworthy, don't they?
それはそうかもしれませんけど。
You might be right, but
重要なのは彼らに対しこっち側に敵意がないことを見せることだ。
the most important thing is that we show them we have no hostility. We bear them no hostility.
だから隠し事はせず武器も持たず無抵抗状態で話しかけるんだよ。
So we'll go then, be up front, without weapons, and completely defenseless.
そうすれば藤田君たちならきっと僕らの話を聞いてくれるはずだ。
If we do that, I'm sure Fujita and the others will hear us out. Hatsune fell silent at Mitsuru's long proposition. At the end of that silence, she rang out her voice.
人の言うことはわかります。
I get what you're saying, but
でも皆信じるなんてそんなこと怖くて初音には。
believe it so. I'm scared of trusting others. She probably felt that way because... Hold on a second. Sorry, she probably felt that way because of her various experiences living in the entertainment world, a world filled with monsters hiding behind the surface. And Mitsuru, who had been bullied for a long time now, was not one to easily trust others either. But regardless, he spoke up.
それでも信じてみるんだ。
Even so, we need to give it a shot.
互いに争うよう作られたこのゲームの中で今日まで殺し合わずに一緒に生きてきた仲間を
We need to have faith in our comrades who resisted killing and lived with us up until today in this game designed for us to kill each other.
僕らを一つにまとめてくれた藤田君たちを信じてみようよ。
Let's have faith in Fuji and the others, the ones who brought us all together.
そうしない限り僕らに残された道は誰かを殺すか自分が死ぬかしかないんだから。
If we don't do that, our only options are to kill others or to die ourselves. It seemed those hard-hitting words reached Hatsune's heart. Hatsune hung her head down for a bit, but before long, looked up with resolve.
殺すのも死ぬのも信じるのも全部愛です。
I'm scared of everything. Of killing, of dying, of trusting.
けど信じるっていうのだけは殺したり死んだりするのよりはずっと人間らしい感じがします。
Trusting feels way more human than killing or dying.
そうでしょ。それにきっと他のプレイヤー全員を殺すっていうのよりはずっと生き残れる確率が高いと思うよ。
I know, right? What's more, I'm sure that our chances of surviving are through that are much higher than killing all the other players.
僕が東堂さんや藤田君に勝てるとは思えないしさ。
I don't think I could beat Todo or Fujita.
確かにキツネが周平たちを殺すっていうのは想像できないです。
That's true. I could never imagine you killing Shuhei and the others.
初音ちゃんが藤田君たちを殺すのもね。
And I couldn't picture you killing Fujita or the others either. Hatsune finally regained her smile, and Mitsuru smiled back at her. He then gripped her small hand and spoke up.
よし。じゃあ行こう。初音ちゃん。
Alright, let's go, Hatsune.
初音ちゃんの特殊機能。半径20メートル以内に他の PDA が接近すると警告をするを利用すれば。
If we use your PDA special function to detect for an alarm that sends off an alarm when another PDA gets in 20 meters, then
周平たちに会える可能性も高くなりそうですしね。
that'll increase our chance of running into Shuhei and the others. Hatsune said that and gripped Mitsuru's hand. And so the two of them began walking hand in hand without a destination in mind. They move carefully to avoid bumping into anyone other than Shuhei, Yuna, or Kotomi. As they walked with bated breath, Hasune spoke up.
ありがとうです。
Thank you, Mitsuru.
何急に。
Huh? What's this for? All about?
みんなを信じようって
For telling me to have faith in everyone.
狐は今まで芸能界でいろんな汚い大人たちを見てきました
Up until now, I've seen a lot of impure adults in the entertainment world.
そういうのをずっと見ているとだんだん他人を信じる心とかが薄くなっていくように思いました
I got used to seeing them for so long, and I gradually lost trust in others.
でもみつるはそうじゃなかった他人を信じようとして皆殺しの条件を背負った初音とも
But you're not like that. You're trying to trust the others, and you're staying with me even though my clear condition calls for everyone else to die.
だから嬉しかったんですでも本当はみんなを信じたかったから
So that made me happy, because deep down, I want to trust everyone too. Okay, see you later. Mitsuru noticed that Hasune's voice was trembling. But he smiled wryly at those words. Then thought to himself, "You're wrong, Hatsune. I'm not as good a person as you think I am." I always sucked up to the strong. Took care not to stick out and live while running away. Took all I had just to keep myself safe. All I did was crawl around in the shadows, avoiding others' gaze. I was living like an insect. But then came the time in my life when I stopped being an insect. The only time I can return to being a human is when I'm trying to protect you. Mitsuru kept those words in his heart. If his words had allowed her to trust in others, then he couldn't destroy that. So instead, he just spoke words of resolve in his heart.
もし君を殺そうとする人がいたら、その時は僕が初音ちゃんを守るよ。
If anyone tries to kill you, I'll protect you.
初音もみつるを守ります。何もできないかもしれないけど
I'll protect you too, though I don't know if I can do anything. Those words filled Mitsuru with even more courage. He stepped forward with the courage welling in his heart.
おい、ミツル。
Hey, Mitsuru. And then you heard a low voice. Mitsuru and Hatsune turn to the source of the voice. Saying there was the guy who had once enslaved Mitsuru.
黒川君。
Kurokawa smirked faintly when he heard his name.
したぜおめえら会いてえ時には会えねえもんだよな
I've been looking for you guys. Just when I want to actually see you, I can't find you. His voice was much quieter than usual. Yet for some reason, that was even scarier than his usual self. And he held a revolver in his hand. Hatsune gripped Mitsuru's sleeve. And Mitsuru stood in front of her to protect her. They had no weapons, and they were up against Kurokawa of all people. Though he felt terrified, Mitsuru talked back to Kurokawa.
僕らを探していたのかいどうして
You were looking for us? Why?
おめえらが今朝あの場にいなかったから
Because you weren't there this morning.
あの場
There?
しらばっくれんなよな
Don't play dumb, alright?
あいつなユイが殺された場所にだよ
I'm talking about the place where Yui was killed.
荻原さんが
Ogihara was killed? That was the first. This was the first Mitsuru and Hatsune had ever heard of that.
殺されたって誰にですか
Yui was killed this morning? By who?
まさかセカンドステージに移行したのは彼女が殺されたからだったのか
Don't tell me. The second stage started because of her death?
それも知らなかったのかよ本当かよあ
You didn't know that either? Are you for real here?
てめえらがユイを殺したからこの殺し合いが始まったんじゃねえのか
Do you know this killing started because you guys killed Yui? Mitsuru felt shock run down his spine. He could feel a silent bloodlust he understood the meaning behind the silent bloodlust Kurokawa had been emanating for a while now. Kurokawa was trying to get revenge for Yui. And he suspected Mitsuru and Hatsune of being the culprits.
待ってくれ黒川君荻原さんを殺したのは僕らじゃない
Wait, Kurokawa! We're not the ones who killed Ogihara!
だったらなんで今朝姿がなかったんだ
Then why weren't you there this morning?
セカンドステージに移行した時僕らのクリア条件が変わっただろ
Our clear conditions changed this morning, right? When the second stage began?
それで初音ちゃんがパニックになって逃げ出してしまったんだ僕はそれを追っただけだ
Hatsune panicked because of that and ran away. I just followed her.
そんなパニックになるようなクリア条件ってのは何なんだよ
I see. So you panicked, huh? And what kind of clear condition could justify that much panic, eh?
それはゲーム終了までに
Well, you see, by the end of the game...
いやてめえの口から聞きてえわけじゃねえ信じられねえからな
No. I ain't asking you. I can't trust you.
EDA よこせよほら自分の目で確かめるからよ
Fork over your PDAs. I'll see for myself. Hasane shook like a leaf at those words. But Mitsuru spoke to her in a calm voice.
はじめちゃん、彼の言う通りにした方がいい。PDA を貸してくれ。
Hasane, we should do what he says. Give me your PDA. Okay. Hasane timidly held out her PDA, and Mitsuru took it. Then he walked towards Kurokawa, along with his own PDA in hand. Kurokawa spoke to Mitsuru when he was about 3 meters away from him.
よし、そこで止まれ。そんでそのままクリア条件の画面開いて俺に見せろ。
Alright, stop right there. Now open up to your clear conditions screens and show them to me.
ああ、これだよ。僕らのクリア条件は。
Right. Here are our clear conditions. When Kurokawa saw the screens, his face shifted into a wry smile.
こりゃパニックになるわけだぜ。自分以外のプレイヤー全員の死亡だと。
I see. No shit, you panicked. All other players apart from you die, huh?
ミツル、おめえも変化したことがある PDA の持ち主全員の死亡なんてずいぶん物騒な条件じゃねえか。
Mitsuru, yours is to kill every owner of every PDA you copied? You got yourself saddled with one hell of a condition, huh?
そうだろ。だから僕らは逃げ出したんだ。
You see now, right? That's why we ran away.
信じてもらえるかな。
Can you trust us?
ああ、信じてやるぜ。だが、どっちでも同じことだ。
Yeah, I trust you. It was the same either way.
俺が生き残るためにゃ、てめえらを殺さなきゃなんねえんだからよ。
Cause I gotta kill you in order to survive. Kurokawa said that and pulled the trigger. But Mitsuru had expected that. Oh, sorry. Kurokawa put his finger to the trigger. Sorry, misread that. That's why Mitsuru immediately switched his PDA over to a special function screen.
待ってくれ、黒川君。僕を殺せば君も死ぬぞ。
Wait, Kurokawa! If you kill me, you'll die too! The hell?
僕の PDA は伊藤君の PDA をコピーしたものだ。
My PDA is copied from Ito's PDA.
特殊機能は僕が死ぬと同時に半径5メートル以内のプレイヤーの首輪を爆発させること。
My clear condition will kill anyone within 5 meters of this PDA. Will detonate the collars of any players within 5 meters of my PDA if I die.
死にたくなければ撃つのをやめてくれ。
So don't shoot if you don't want to die.
ああ、そうかよ。じゃ。
Oh, is that right? Alright then. Kurokawa will step back, try to get 5 meters away. But Mitsuru closed the gap just as much. Kurokawa's face warped with rage.
だってね。さかしい真似してんじゃねえ。
Fucking hell! Clever little asshole, eh? Kurokawa kicked him. Mitsuru bent over as his stomach ruptured with pain. At that moment, he heard Hasane's voice behind him, encouraging him onwards. Mitsuru endured the pain and close the gap even further. He grabbed Kurokawa's gun and finger that was pointing right at his heart.
何してんだてめえ、離せこら。
Huh? What the fuck are you doing? Let me go!
離さない。暴れたらこのまま君の指を握り込む。
I won't. If you try to shake me off, I'll squeeze your finger.
そうすれば銃弾が僕の胸をえぐり、同時に特殊機能が発動する。
If you do that,
僕も君もそれでおしまいだ。
if you do that, the bullet will pierce my heart, and my special function will activate at the same time. Well, that'll be the end for both of us.
ボケたこと言ってんだ。おめえは何がしてんだ。
What the fuck are you on about? What kind of shit are you trying to pull?
君と戦うつもりはないってことだよ。ただ話を聞いてほしいだけだ。
I'm telling you, I don't want to fight you. So just hear me out. That's all I want.
話だ。
Hear you out? It was that moment Mitsuru felt the bloodlust emanating from Kurokawa's body, slightly abate. Sorry. He looked Kurokawa dead in the eye and spoke.
聞いてくれ黒川君。僕らは死にたくもないし、殺したくもない。
Listen to me, Kurokawa. We don't want to die either, and we don't want to kill either.
だから初音ちゃんの首輪に電波吸収体を巻いて首輪の爆発を防ぐ。そうすることでこの子にゲームから外れてもらう。
So you want to wrap the radio wave absorber around Hatsune's PDA and keep her collar from detonating. If that happens, she can make it through this game.
僕は牧岡さんの PDA の特殊機能で自分の PDA を初期化する。
Makioka's PDA special function can revert my PDA to its initial settings.
そうすれば僕らは誰も殺さず、そして死なず、このゲームを終えることができる。
If she does that, then I can end this game without having to kill anyone or dying.
ああ。そりゃなんでそんな回りくどいことを。
Huh? What the fuck? Why resort to all that roundabout bullshit?
もうたくさんなんだよ。こんなことは。
Because I've had enough of this.
運営の思惑に乗って殺したり殺されたり、そういうのは僕らは本当に嫌なんだ。
Because I hate all this. Doing as the administrators say, having to kill or be killed, I'm done with this.
ただそれだけなんだ。
That's all there is to it.
黒川君も本当はもう嫌なんじゃないのかい。
Aren't you sick of this too, Kurokawa?
こんなゲームに放り込まれて山の中に10日間も拘束されて、その果てに大事な人を失って。
We're thrown right into this messed up game. We're trapped for 10 days in these mountains. At the end of it all, lost someone dear to you.
これ以上運営の思惑に乗るのなんていい加減うんざりなんじゃないのか。
Aren't you fed up with doing what the administrators say? That was the first time Mitsuru had seriously spoken back to Kurokawa since the first time they'd met. It was luckily that one moved Kurokawa's heart. But even so, he answered Mitsuru.
おめえの思惑なんざ関係ねえよ。
I ain't got shit to do with what the administrators want.
俺はおめえの自己満足のために犯人を八つ裂きにしてえだけだ。
I just want to rip the culprit limb from limb for my own satisfaction.
だったら僕らが本当に犯人だったら八つ裂きにしたっていい。
Then, if we really are the culprits, You can do just that.
だけど僕らに荻原さんを殺す動機はない。僕も初音ちゃんも犯人じゃない。信じてくれ。
But we had no motive for killing Okihara. Hatsune and I aren't the culprits. Trust me. Kurokawa looked away. His eyes were focused on Hatsune, behind Mitsuru. Not too long after, she spoke up. We don't have proof, and you might not trust us, but neither of us killed Yui. I can't believe Yui's dead to begin with. It might not be as much as you, but I want to make the culprit who killed Yui pay as well. Hatsune was probably being serious about that. The bloodlust filling Kurokawa's body quietly faded.
そうかよ。
Is that right? Kurokawa muttered that and lowered his gun. The tension left Mitsuru's shoulders and he spoke up.
信じてくれたのかい？
You believe us?
半分はな。疑わしいのは疑わしいが、さすがにてめえらが犯人だって確信がなきゃ殺してもすっとしねえだろうからよ。
Not entirely. I still have my doubts about you. But unless I'm absolutely sure that you're the culprits, killing you won't make me feel any better. There were still remnants of bloodlust left in his eyes. But at the very least, he didn't have any intention of killing them anytime soon, it seemed. The blind rage that possessed him seemed to have faded, and though he was still as rude as ever, he felt like he'd gone back to being the old Kurokawa a little bit. Thanks to that, Hatsune also relaxed and came out running from behind. Tsuru, I was so worried about you. Hatsune clung to Mitsuru's back. Mitsuru turned around and rustled Hatsune's hair.
ごめん、初音ちゃん。こうでもしなきゃ話を聞いてもらえそうになかったからさ。
I'm sorry, Hatsune, but I figured he wouldn't hear us out if I didn't pull something like this.
だからってあれはないですよ。初音は後ろで見てて心臓が止まるかと。
Still, you shouldn't do that. I thought my heart was gonna stop there. Mitsuru continued stroking her hair as he turned off his own PDA special function. Because in the off chance he was attacked now, she would his special function would kill her too. Whether because he figured that out or not, Kurokawa spoke with a voice filled with rage.
おい、うぜえぞ。弾かれてんのかお前ら。
Hey, piss off! Get a room already, you two.
ごめんです。
Oh, I'm sorry.
そうだね。安心するのはまだ早い。
You're right. It's too early to relax.
まだ何も解決していないんだ。僕らの首輪のことも、荻原さん殺しの犯人も。
We haven't solved anything. Not the case. Sorry, we haven't solved anything either. Not about our collars, and not about nothing about Ogihara's killer either. Kurokawa nodded bitterly.
しかしてめえらが犯人じゃねえとしたら誰なんだよ。マジで運営の連中なのか。
If you guys weren't the ones who killed her, then who the hell was it? Seriously, the administrators?
運営の連中その可能性もある。
The administrators? That's possible? Sorry, that's a possibility?
あの琴美って女がそんなことを言ってた。なんか煮え切らねえ言い方だったかな。
That Kotomi girl said that. No, kind of sounded like she pulled it out of her ass.
でも確かにその可能性はあります。みんながユイを殺すなんてそんなこと考えられないですし。
But it's definitely possible. I can't imagine any one of us killing Yui.
そうだね。荻原さんを殺す動機があるとしたら運営側っていう可能性は高い。
That's right. If anyone had a motive for killing Ogihara, it's a high possibility they'd be with the administrators. Mitsuru said that and looked at Kurokawa.
だったらプレイヤー同士がバラバラになるのはむしろ危険だよ。
If that's the case, then it's actually more dangerous for the players to be apart from each other.
一緒に行動しないか、黒川君。僕らも及ばずながら協力するから。
Will you work with us here, Kurokawa? We won't get in your way. And we won't get in your way and we'll help you out.
そうですよ、黒川。狐たちを奴隷にしたいならそれでもいいですし。
He's right, Kurokawa. If you want to make us your slaves, you can even do that.
そういやその言葉も久々だな。
Slaves, huh? Now I think about it, it's been a while since I've heard that word. A bitter look rose to Kurokawa's face. For out of his 3 slaves, one of them was now gone. Hasane called out Kurokawa's name in concern. Mitsuru also considered saying something to comfort Kurokawa. Just then, he saw someone standing on a hill 50 meters away from Kurokawa, behind Kurokawa. That means at that moment, all the hair on Mitsuru's body rose. That person was holding some sort of large weapon aimed right at Kurokawa.
黒川君、危ない。
Kurokawa, look out! Mitsuru shouted that without even thinking, but it was already too late. Something black flew from the hand of the attacker, and pierced Kurokawa in the back as he tried to avoid it. Kurokawa collapsed from the impact. Hasane shouted with shock and ran over to Kurokawa. A black arrow was piercing his back. It seemed he'd been shot with a crossbow. It seemed like their assailant was attempting another attack as they were shuffling about. A thought hit Mitsuru when he saw that. Should he abandon Kurokawa and flee with Hasane? Or take Kurokawa with them and run? The wise choice would be to abandon Kurokawa. When you remember the look on Kurokawa's face you just saw, look of sorrow from losing Yui. Mitsuru made the other choice, knowing how foolish it was.
Hatsune-chan, 逃げろ!
Hatsune, run! Mitsuru shouted that, and took Kurokawa's hand. First he'd get Hatsune to run, then help Kurokawa up and run with him. That was Mitsuru's choice. But right after that, Hatsune also took Kurokawa's hand.
何やってんだ、逃げろ、Hatsune-chan!
What are you doing, Hatsune? Run!
ミツルたちを置いて逃げるなんてできません。
I can't just leave you and run myself! The choice was so naive, so foolish. But it was a human choice.
起きてください、黒川。早く逃げないと。
Please get up, Kurokawa! If we don't get out of here soon! That voice was blocked by the sound of something cutting through the wind. Hasune's head was blown off by something. She then fell back with a sound. An empty voice echoed from Mitsuru's mouth. An arrow was piercing Hasune's temple. Blood gushed out of it and stained the ground red. There was no answer.
Hatsune-chan!
There was no answer.
Hatsune-chan! Hatsune-chan!
There was no answer. There was no need to check. Anyone could tell she died instantly. Seeing Hasune killed so simply after he'd sworn to protect her, Mitsuru groaned. His heart swirled with regret, filled with sorrow. Immediately began to turn to a different kind of emotion. In other words, it was fresh rage that stained his line of sight red. Mitsuru took Kurokawa's gun and fired it at their attacker in the distance. Driven by anger, he fired all his bullets. His elbow creaked from the recoil, and his shoulders screamed. His attacker prepared their next arrow and fired amongst that downpour of bullets. In an instant, time seemed to slow down. The arrow slowly flew toward Mitsuru. His enemy's aim was accurate, and the arrow sunk into Mitsuru's left side Mitsuru's chest. Yet his body didn't move. In that frozen time, only his mind, In that frozen time, The only thing that moved was the thoughts racing through his head. I'm sorry, Hatsune. I failed to protect you. Do you blame me for my choice? Should we have just abandoned Kurokawa and run? Well, you know, Hatsune, Kurokawa was sad. That's why you tried to help him too, right? That's why you didn't run, right? Because we're not insects. We're humans trying to live with everything we've got. Once he thought that, the arrow finished piercing Mitsuru's left chest. Sorry, back now. His heart muscles vibrated, and his vagus nerves fell out of harmony. His consciousness immediately grew faint, and all strength left his body. When he heard a sound of him falling, his hand touched something. It was a soft, small hand. The hand of the now departed Hatsune. He gently gripped it. A faint smile rose to his face. It was at that moment that Mitsuru Shirosaki met the end of his life as a human. Haruna Hosotani looked at Kurokawa, Hatsune, and Mitsuru's fallen bodies with cold eyes. Alright. It could be considered good fortune that she managed to take out all three of her opponents, firing with only 3 shots at such a distance. She shot right through Hatsune's head and accurately pierced Mitsuru's heart. But there was still one left. Because of Mitsuru's warning, Kurokawa hadn't been hit in a vital. She had to finish off Kurokawa before he got back up. It was with that thought that Haruna tried to load her 4th arrow. Don't fuck with me! Then she heard Kurokawa screaming in the distance. Blood ran down Kurokawa's back as he stood up and glared at Haruna. He pried his gun from Mitsuru's fingers, reloaded, and fired. Haruna had finished loading her arrow by the time the second bullet was fired. When he saw Haruna ignoring the bullets and loading her arrow, Kurokawa realized what a disadvantage he was at this distance. Kurokawa wasn't used to accurately aiming from this distance. There were approximately 50 meters between them, so Haruna had a clear advantage. But she had a single arrow crossbow, while he had a 6-shot revolver. If he got close to her, she'd lose. It was with that thought that Kurokawa started running. Though she was on a hill 15 meters away from him, it would take Kurokawa just about 10 seconds to get there on his legs. Though she was fast at reloading her arrows, it also took her about 10 seconds. He'd been considerably less dangerous as long as he managed to dodge this one. It was with that thought that Haruna fired her arrow at Kurokawa's torso. The second arrow pierced Kurokawa's side. But even so, he didn't stop. His face worked with pain and bloodlust, and he continued running toward the hill. Just as Haruna predicted, he closed distance in 10 seconds, got in close range, then pointed his gun at her. So was you! At that moment, Haruna just barely managed to finish loading her next arrow. Kurokawa glared at Haruna and spat out his next words at her. You fucking killed my slaves! Don't tell me you were the one who killed Yui, too!
そこだけは違うわ。ユイ殺しの犯人は人よ。
I'm innocent of that one. He told me he was the one who killed Yui. Huh?
あんたには言わなかったけど、私とユーナと瞳はリピーターなの。このゲームに参加したのは初めてじゃない。
We never told you, but me, Yuna, and Hitomi are repeaters. This isn't our first time playing this game.
私たちリピーターには今朝からリピーターズコードというものが送られてきていた。
This morning, we received something known as repeaters codes.
運営がゲームを転がすために誰々を殺せというメールを送ってきたの。
They're emails ordering us to kill certain people in this game in order to get the ball rolling. What?
瞳にはユイを殺せというメールが送られてきていた。私たちを強制的にセカンドステージに移行させるために。
Hitomi was sent an email ordering her to kill Yui in order to force us to start the second stage. Then what? Are you saying that girl just went along with it and killed Yui?
そういうことよ。
Exactly.
どうやってだ
But how?
あの女は今朝村にいた。ユイが死んだらセカンドステージに入るんだ。あの女にユイを殺すことはできねえだろう。
She was in the village this morning. If Yui's death is what triggered the second stage, then she couldn't have killed Yui, right?
ユイが即死じゃなかったとしたら、 瞳はユイを刺した後、ユイが死ぬ前に大急ぎで村に戻ったとか。
What if Yui didn't die right away? What if after stabbing Yui, Hitomi ran back to the village as fast as she could before Yui died?
あるいは運営が意図的にセカンドステージへの移行を遅らせたとか。いくらでも考えられる。
Or perhaps the administrators deliberately delayed the start of the second stage. There are many possibilities I can imagine.
運営のことだからそのくらいはするでしょう。
I wouldn't put that past the administrators, would you?
そして連中が私に送ってきた命令は真島、マリコ、初音、ミツル、黒川を殺せという。
And the order they sent me was to kill Majima, Mariko, Hatsune, Mitsuru, and Ju.
それに従い私はあなたたちを殺した。つまりゲームと共に。
I'm attempting to kill you in accordance with that. In other words, I'm playing the game. Haruna informed him of all that without a hint of warmth in her voice. When he heard that, Kurokawa got a gleam in his eyes like that of a falcon. I see. So that's how it is, huh?
運営ってのは本当クソだ。
Administrators sure are some sick fucks, huh?
そうね。怒りを感じる。
Indeed. Are you mad?
必ずぶっ潰してやるってくらい
You're damn right I'm mad. Mad enough to send them all to Kingdom Come.
だけどよ、その前にやることだ。人にって女を殺すことだ。
Well, there's something else I gotta do first. Killing that Hitomi girl.
ユイの仇を討つために。
To avenge Yui? Kurokawa didn't answer. It was almost as if he felt like there was no need to answer.
一応てめえもぶっ殺す。まさかやめてとか言わねえよな。
I'm gonna kill you too, of course. You aren't gonna beg for mercy now, are you?
言わないわよ。私はあんたを殺そうとした。だから殺されても文句は言う。
I won't. I tried to kill you. So I can't complain about you trying to... So even if you kill me, I have no right to complain.
わかりやすくていいな。そんじゃ、始めっか。
Glad you get it. Alright then, let's get started.
ええ。
Yes. The air between Haruna and Kurokawa was still. There was a mere 10 meters between them. If they shot, they'd undoubtedly hit each other from this range. A gentle wind blew and shook the leaves. Once the wind stopped, silence returned. And then Kurokawa pulled the trigger. But Haruna wasn't there when he fired. She dropped to the left a second before. And managed to get out of Kurokawa's sights in time. Kurokawa then turned his gun again. But Haruna had already fired her crossbow by then. The arrow pierced the hand he was holding the gun in. His muscles twitched. He instinctively pulled the trigger against his own wishes. The bullet didn't hit Haruna. Haruna seized that small chance to run up next to Kurokawa, circle around him, and body slammed him with all her weight. Seemed Kurokawa staggered. It seemed he hadn't been expecting that. He braced his legs and tried to keep standing, but there was no ground for him to stand on. Haruna's body slam wasn't intended to deal damage. It was intended to knock him off the cliff right behind him. Shit! Kurokawa randomly fired his gun just as he was about to fall off the cliff. But all his balls missed Haruna and hit the trees behind her. The recoil knocked Kurokawa's upper body back, and he was sent flying into midair. Haruna heard Kurokawa's scream. That scream was soon drowned out by a dull thud. She could faintly hear the sound of Kurokawa's whole body slamming down, even from the top of the cliff. Haruna cringed at the unpleasant sounds. That makes 3. I just have to kill 2 more. She said that, then started walking off like a revenant. All in seeking out her next target. Okay, it's a bit early, but I'm going to end here since I think it's a good stopping point. So yeah. More deaths. Things still not going well. Not seeing a good way the situation can end. We'll just have to see how that turns out next time. So until then, I'll see you all later.